If you don't know who I am, I'm Project Hi-Fi, and today we're going to be talking about why you should support underground artists. Roll the intro.
No escape. Behind your eyes.
As you can see, we have upped the editing budget from £0 to now £0. How awesome is that? Anyway, I wanted to talk about why you should be supporting underground artists in 2026. Now, this may seem a bit pretentious coming from an underground artist, but ignore the fact that I'm an underground artist just for the moment. I wanted to look at this from more of a casual music listener standpoint, really. Okay, so the first point I want to make is all of the artists that you currently love who are in the mainstream, whether you listen to rap or metal or shoegaze or rock, like any genre you can think of, all the big artists started out as underground artists themselves. So the quicker that you can hop into their fan base, you can then confidently say oh yeah, I knew them when they blew up and all that. And you get to watch this kind of... I've seen this with metal bands myself. I've found metal bands before and they've only had a couple followers, especially one in particular at the moment that's very mainstream. I won't name it, but I found them when they were they only just released their third single, I think, and it's a really cool feeling to sit and watch as a band that you genuinely really enjoy becomes more and more mainstream. I know some people aren't really a big fan of this and they're quite gatekeepy about the small bands that they support. But honestly, I don't get that. To me, there's a kind of satisfaction in watching my favorite bands blow up. It's like, yeah, get it, come on, get it. It's just really exciting to me. The second point that I want to raise is that we're only just starting out. We don't really know the social media algorithms. Well, some of us do. Some of us have studied it for a long time, but I'm going to come back to my case. In my case, I didn't really understand how to blow up and how to gain followers until not very long ago. It was only a few months ago that I started posting more consistently, putting out shorts and things like that myself. My point is, a lot of underground artists struggle starting out because they don't understand the algorithm just yet. So if you can support them and you genuinely like them and you can support them in some way, shape, or form, that will help push them out. And because they'll have more followers, they'll garner more attention. I cannot get comfortable for some reason during this video. I still need to get used to being on camera. And another thing I want to bring up as well is that you might actually know them in person. Like you might have a friend who's a rapper, or you might have a friend that's a guitarist and posts clips online. You might have a friend like me. I know that's the case where some of my friends have actually come and helped me out and supported me. Even this Saturday, whilst I've been filming this, one of my friends sent me an edit of a song that he'd made of mine, and I put that out and credited him, obviously, because he's awesome. And it helps as an underground musician to have those connections, even if it's just other friends, even just helping to prop you up. Again, we're only small. We don't have the money necessarily. We might do, some of us do, but we might not necessarily have the money or the connections or the followers to get ourselves out there. So we need friends like that, even if it's just going to be a nice comment. It just helps with that algorithm engagement. Now, I've spoken mostly in this video already about the marketing side of things, but the actual sound of underground artists I find is typically a bit different from the mainstream. When you listen to something on the radio, it's very catchy, it's very polished. Even if it's a metal song, if you find a metal radio station, it's very catchy still, it's very polished, it's very well produced. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for something that's a bit more real and a bit more raw, there are plenty of underground artists off the top of my head that provide that feeling much better. Point is, as much as they make good music, it's different. It's something new. You're not used to hearing it. It's more raw and it's more raw and authentic. And they genuinely care about what they put out because they want to make music that's specifically stuff that they want to listen to, 9 times out of 10 anyway. Now, another thing I want to talk about, coming back to the more marketing side of things, is like the music industry as a whole. It's very, I don't want to say it's oversaturated. I don't think the music industry can be oversaturated in that sense. But I do feel like there is this kind of rush and race to always be at the top of the game when it's like that, it's not really fair on smaller creators. Perhaps they do want to get a bit bigger, perhaps they do want to build a larger fan base, and that's completely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you have the same, I don't know, 15 artists in the top 100 every single week, it just makes it a bit harder because the expectations that you have to hit to blow up, again, whatever genre you're in, whether you're in a rap project or a metal project or an electronic project or a rock band or whatever, it's so much harder to blow up just for that alone. And it makes it so much harder for people to build bigger, better, more connected fan bases because of that. And because the algorithm just won't push it because it's not what's popular. Speaking of popularity, imagine losing your train of thought. Speaking of popularity, right? I see artists, even just here on YouTube, that have got like 50,000 followers or whatever, but they don't really seem to gain any more than that. And the music's really good. It's really, really good stuff. But they just can't get above that sort of 50,000 follower cap. Now, that might not be their goal. They might not be looking to get bigger followers. But if they are, where the bar is set so high, it's just not going to happen. Like, I notice a lot, like with newer artists, they seem to be like the one-hit wonders in a way where they'll like have a song blow up on like one social media platform because of, I don't know, maybe they used it on a sound, on a meme or something, and that's it. It blows up and it stays there for a couple of weeks. And then it kind of disappears. And you don't really hear about them again. And then like it comes up like maybe a year later and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this person. But like it's pretty much gone. There's no want for exploration because again, we're just so used to hearing this kind of polished mainstream sound most of the time. Anyway, I hope that this was enough to convince you if you made it to the end of the video. If you didn't, okay, fair enough. Bye bye. If you did make it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. I do want to put a shameless plug here. I do make my own music. I am a metal musician, but I do other stuff too. So yeah, feel free to check that out. But I hope you could get something from this video. You know, even if you disagree with me, maybe you just think that I'm some random weirdo just yapping on the internet. Okay, cool, fair enough. You're allowed to have your opinion. But if you do agree with me, I'd really appreciate it if, maybe you could drop a like, maybe subscribe. You don't have to, but it is free. But if you're not going to do that for me, find an underground artist that you are going to do that for. Because trust me, it will make their day. Because I promise you, especially when you're a smaller artist, speaking from my own experience, there is this sense of community when more people join. and it's quite an exciting feeling, if anything, because you get to share your art with more people, and the, there's something really special in it. Anyway, I don't know how I'm going to end this video, but yeah, thank you for watching. Again, please consider liking and subscribing. You don't have to, but please consider it. And yeah, Project Hi-Fi.